Okay, so using words and algebraic expressions to describe patterns. This is what the rest of this whole unit is substituting, solving, and creating algebraic expressions based on a word problem. You might want to have your vocabulary sheet nearby because that will help you with putting into symbols some of the words you come across. Brian earns $5 per hour. Per is multiplication at his after-school babysitting job. Complete the table to show the amount of money Brian would earn working varying amounts of time. So the number of hours worked, this is our variable. This changes. So let's fill that in. So if he works 0 hours, he makes 0 money. He works 1 hour, $5. He works 2 hours, 2 times 5 is $10. 3 hours, 15, 20. Up by 5, up by 5, up by 5, up by 5 each time. So how do you calculate Brian's earnings if you know how many hours he works? Times hours by 5. If he works H hours, so any number of hours, this is our nth term, so it's any number of hours. What expression represents his earnings? So come up with the nth expression, and you guys have done this, you're experts at this. In this case, they're giving us the let's statement. He works H hours, so H is the number of hours, 5H. That's our statement. This means 5 times however many hours he earns. When we write expressions like this is the grade 8 way of writing it. 5H, it means 5 times H. 5 times H is the same thing, but I want you to start writing it like this. H5 is not the correct way to do it. There's an order for symbols and numbers in math. It's always the numbers first, then variables. This would be considered not right for grade 8. So one more example, and then you can do the back of the sheet. Mary volunteers as a summer playground leader. For every activity, she brings more materials than the number of registrants. So she leads kids at a summer camp. She brings more materials than needed. The chart below shows the number of registrants, the people coming, and the materials that she brings. So on Monday, there are 20 people, and she brings 25 items. I'm going to note that's 5 more items. There's 12, and then there's 17. That's 5 more items. That's 5 more. This one's 5 more, and this one's 5 more. This is your variable. This changes. It could be a high number or a low number. This changes every single time. On each day, Mary brings more materials than the number of registrants. How many more sets of materials does she bring for Wednesday's activity? 5 more. Through examining the table, we know that she brings the same amount each time. It's always 5 more than the number of registrants. So down here, this is their let statement. If there are R registrants, so R represents the number of registrants, how many sets of materials will she bring for that day? R is the number of registrants, and she always brings 5 more sets. So your expression is R plus 5. Any number of registrants, and you add 5 to it. For the back of the sheet, work on the back, see me, show me your sheet, and then you can have your homework for the day. Okay?